What it do? What it do? Welcome to the Genius Club. I am your boy, Lean Gene. And we gonna get right into it. Here's my phone's at. Let's take a quick dive into this new Diddy superseding indictment. Yeah, he got some more. He got some more victims and things of that nature. So we gonna get right into it. Waste no motherfucking time today. Play that shit, big dog. Let go.
New sex trafficking indictment of Sean Combs lists 2 more victims. This article is by Julia Jacobs and read by an automated voice. Prosecutors filed an expanded indictment against Sean Combs on Thursday, in which they accused the music mogul of coercing 2 additional women into commercial sex acts and of dangling a woman over an apartment balcony. Mr. Combs, 55, has been held in a Brooklyn jail since the initial indictment in September charged him with sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy. He has pleaded not guilty and his lawyers have asserted his innocence. The new allegations are part of a superseding indictment that was returned by a grand jury, according to documents filed in federal district court in Manhattan. Most of the new indictment mirrors the one initially filed, but it accuses Mr. Combs of coercing 2 additional women into sex acts, citing an anti-sex trafficking law, known as the Mann Act, which prohibits the transportation of people for prostitution or criminal sexual activity. The government has accused Mr. Combs of hiring male prostitutes to participate in drug-fueled sexual encounters known as freak-offs. In a statement, a lawyer for Mr. Combs, Mark Agnifilo, noted that the new indictment involves no new charged offenses. The filing includes fresh allegations of criminal behavior, but Mr. Combs continues to face 3 counts: racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and violating the Mann Act. The prosecution's theory remains flawed, Mr. Agnifilo said. The government has added the ridiculous theory that 2 of Mr. Combs's former girlfriends were not girlfriends at all, but were prostitutes. Mr. Combs is as committed as ever to fighting these charges and winning at trial. The original indictment referred only to a victim 1, whose accusations aligned closely with those of Cassandra Ventura, the singer and former girlfriend of Mr. Combs, whose 2023 lawsuit, which Mr. Combs settled, sparked the criminal inquiry. Now, the indictment refers to victim 2 and victim 3, whose identities are not publicly known. Prosecutors have accused Mr. Combs of giving drugs to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant, and of recording the sexual encounters and keeping the recordings, sometimes unbeknown to the victims. In connection with the commercial sex acts, Combs provided the victims with, among other things, monetary payments, career opportunities, and payment of rent and housing expenses, the indictment says. Mr. Combs's lawyers have asserted that all sexual encounters referenced by the government were consensual, and in the case of Ms. Ventura, part of a loving, at times toxic, long-term relationship between 2 adults. The newly filed indictment also extends the period of the alleged racketeering conspiracy, which, prosecutors say, involves a criminal organization responsible for crimes including kidnapping and bribery, back to 2004, instead of 2008. According to prosecutors, employees and associates of Mr. Combs helped enable the sex trafficking and conceal violence and abuse, and engaged in arson and multiple acts of kidnapping. The new indictment adds an allegation of kidnapping based in New York and asserts that during one instance of kidnapping, Mr. Combs carried and displayed a firearm. As part of the alleged racketeering conspiracy, prosecutors have accused Mr. Combs of a slew of drug offenses, including the distribution of or intent to distribute cocaine, oxycodone, and ketamine. The expanded indictment adds methamphetamine and psilocin, a hallucinogen. The allegations of dangling a woman off a balcony align with claims in a lawsuit filed last year by a woman named Brianna Bongolan, who said she met Mr. Combs because she was friends with Ms. Ventura. Ms. Bongolan's suit says that she was sleeping in Ms. Ventura's apartment in early 2016 when Mr. Combs began banging on the door and shouting. The suit says he entered the apartment, grabbed her, and lifted her up and over the banister. She says in the court papers that she did not know what motivated him, and that she had noticed a disturbing pattern of abusive behavior toward Ms. Ventura. Mr. Combs's legal team said in a statement in response to her suit that he firmly denies these serious allegations and remains confident they will ultimately be proven baseless. He is currently fighting more than 36 lawsuits filed since Ms. Ventura went public with her claims. Prosecutors and defense lawyers have mentioned potential additional victims in court filings before. In one filing, prosecutors cited a text message sent by victim 2, in which she said that Mr. Combs just threatened me about my sex tapes, describing herself as heavily drugged in them and doing things he asked of me. Prosecutors said in court papers that they do not expect the new allegations to slow down court proceedings. Mr. Combs' trial is scheduled to start in.
Yeah, so Diddy got a couple more. He got a couple more situations with this shit, and they probably trying to string it along because Diddy wanted a speedy trial. He wanted to make this shit go fast, and the feds they like, well, we gonna throw some loopholes in this shit for you. You know what I'm saying? And two more victims, right? Right. We hearing arsonists, right? We hearing, and that do sound like Kid Cudi shit. And then we hearing like meth. I think meth was in the document, right, that they released. Because they said something about drugs and you know, uh, almost like you selling drugs. But I guess he was had a large amount and like moving that shit from state to state type shit, like, or having it for somebody else, meaning the free calls. You get it, you know what I'm saying? So, uh, so they got the drugs. I didn't hear them talk about the guns though. With the serial number scratched off. That's a whole different thing, right? So they got two more victims, some drugs, arson, and um um and it's something else they got. It was something else they got that was in the document, but okay, whatever. Whole point is, they trying to fuck Diddy up. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the feds need a little bit more time to get their situation together because they arrested him, you know, early. They arrested him way too early. They had to because they thought he was finna flee. You know what I'm saying? Similar to Dirk. You know what I'm saying? They arrested you early before they got all the evidence against you. So I think it's up in the air. Diddy could be fucked, but it's almost like it's too. I ain't gonna say it's too early in the game because I just don't know what Diddy got in this. You know what I mean? Motherfucker could have a trick in the trick bag, like, because I know Diddy don't want to spend the rest of his life in jail. And then, oh yeah, you know what else they got? They got uh his staff members, high ranking um people, high ranking assistants, high ranking people that work for him. They got these people on you know what I mean? They got these people down bad. So whoever that is, whether that's his kids, his mama, his girl, they got him, right? And then what's the white boy name that got caught with the drugs and shit on the plane when they thought he was gonna flee? They got him too. So we know they got these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? So if Diddy was doing some fuck shit, then he probably cooked. It ain't even funny though, but cause it seemed minute for the grand scheme of things. I just need to see it all. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I need to see all of the evidence. And I guess the trial starts in May. But looking at it, they might fucking try to file a motion and have that shit go out longer. Hey man, make sure y'all like that like button. Tell me what the fuck y'all think. Comment, subscribe, and give your boy some motherfucking engagements. You hear me? Let's go.